Secure and reliable. These are the two words people commonly use to describe OKX. As of the time of publishing this interview, OKX has obtained a license as a virtual asset service provider, VASP, from VARA, the Virtual Assets Regulatory Authority in Dubai. Today, I'm joined by Rifad Mahasneh, the General Manager of MENA at OKX. Good day, Rifad.
Good day, Walid. Nice to be chatting with you.
Let me begin by asking why do people perceive OKX as secure and reliable?
I think it's a multitude of reasons. It's a good question to ask. It's something that we're very proud about, something that we strive to continue with as well. A key point with this announcement is how we're pro-regulation, and regulation brings in with it the security aspect that you mentioned, and this is a clear objective of ours when we went after the VARA license, and we're super excited that we're now at the stage where we were able to announce it. Obviously, Dubai and VARA established a framework that appealed to us as OKX and appealed to exactly to the points you mentioned in your question. And this is where we think the combination of both has helped OKX and attracted us to this market. So I guess both of them presented an ideal situation for us.
So congratulations for your license from VARA. It's amazing to see a major player like OKX operating from Dubai. So how was the experience with VARA in general?
It was a very efficient process. And I think the beautiful thing about the experience with VARA is that it's a collaborative process. And VARA set the tone when they set up that they're going after the collaborative process. And we've seen that in action throughout our interactions with them. It was a process built on feedback. It's a two-way process. And that's how they managed to build in a very robust rule book that took into account platforms or comments of platforms like ours, but also focused on the needs and requirements that VARA was going after, including consumer protection, including trading and AML requirements. And this is both have resulted in a very efficient process that we're excited that now we can get to the end stage of.
Don't you agree with many people in the market saying that VARA, they are overwhelmed with so many applications and they are slow and somehow they need to move faster?
This is not the view that we've seen. The view we've seen is, again, was a very collaborative and efficient process. I think sometimes people misunderstand, or it's difficult to have a one-size-fits-all regulation that appeals to every platform. Each platform has to accommodate to the rule book and regulation, so some might take longer than others. But in our case, it took, in our view, the appropriate time where we actually got our standards and our requirements up to the VARA level, which is something that we're proud about and something that we're very excited about. And I think that is, for us, the big win here, in addition to being, in summary, a very efficient process.
Tell me more about your license detail. What are the activities that you are allowed to do with your license?
So at the moment, what we received is a VASP exchange services license that comes in with a few conditions that we need to fulfill before going live. So we're actively working on fulfilling these conditions so we can go live in the short next few weeks, or the imminent future in the next few weeks. But as a service, what we're going to offer is spot relating trading products to our users, to both retail and institutional users in the UAE. But in addition to that, we're adding another element that we're excited about, which is a fiat trading element, including in the local currency, the AED or the dirham. And this will allow users to deposit and withdraw into OKX seamlessly. But we're also adding another element that they can trade pairs that are based on the dirham. So you'll get an AAD BTC, AAD Ethereum pairs that users can trade in the UAE. So all of these elements allow us to offer an expanded range of services. And again, this will not be restricted to a particular category. So it will be offered to retail and professional and institutional clients.
Are you planning to do your own custody, or you're going to count on another third-party custodian?
So if you've seen OKX track record, we have robust custody and we have
I'm always trying to convince exchanges that they should somehow segregate the exchange from. This is always my question, by the way. So,
Yeah, I guess, but what we do say as well, and if you've seen our track record recently, even in announcements, we've announced partnerships with third-party custody providers as well. And this is something where we believe that the user should be able to decide. We have a robust custody structure in place, but we also seen an increasing trend in self-custody, which is something that we equally encourage. So we believe it's a user's choice, but from our side, our custody is up to the highest standards that we've seen in market.
amazing. So talking AED, it is serious, and this bring me to ask this question: Who's your banking partner? Because you got already your client bank account or not yet? And who's your banking partner in UAE? And you are free to not to say if you don't have.
Yes, this is something in progress, and we will be revealing it in due course.
Okay,
But it's
so
definitely a core part of our operation is built around AED tradings, which is why this is going to be a pivotal piece of our operation and market.
So how does OKX differentiate itself from other crypto exchanges? So many exchanges are still waiting in the pipeline. So many are already in the market. The market is not that huge, the UAE market in general. So how to differentiate OKX in the middle of all this?
Yeah. You've touched upon it in your first question. I'm glad about that, which is the point of security and reliability. That's one aspect. And in terms of another aspect that we're big on, which is the idea of transparency. So proof of reserves is a theme that we're very proud of, and we've constantly pushed out proof of reserves reports monthly. And this allows a user to transparently verify that their assets are backed in a one-to-one ratio on our platform. Now, on top of that, we're excited now that we can add the regulation element, where users can see that OKX is extremely pro-regulation and going after such regulation in the UAE. So this license is, so to speak, the ultimate or the additional layer that we're happy to add to make differentiate our platform from the others.
So, license, UAE license or Dubai license is the second after Seychelles, or do you have plans to get license elsewhere as well?
So in terms of plans, we always look at regimes that are coming up, and if they fit the same level of attractiveness to us, like the VARA license appeal, we're happy to consider and look at them. And so this is one of the first big regulatory regimes that we're going after. We're licensed in the Bahamas as well, but VARA is the next big milestone for us.
Perfect. So you're not looking into ADGM, let's say.
At the moment, we believe that the VARA license satisfies the operations that we have. And I think that's how we sought after this license. We needed a license that gives us the ability to offer the services that I mentioned earlier. And we saw this fitting piece in VARA. But we also saw another element, Walid, which is very interesting for us, is the ability to build an ecosystem in Dubai and the UAE through the VARA regulation. And we're excited to start activating synergies with other regulated players in the market that are working on infrastructure issuance. So this is going to be the next sort of huge phase for us.
Amazing. So moving forward, what are the biggest risks that you see facing cryptocurrency industry? Is it regulators or regulation or stable coin, or what do you see? Where the risk lies nowadays for cryptocurrency?
So excellent question. I think we see ourselves at the forefront of this industry, and we're very proud of the work that we've done. And I'll take 2 points that you've mentioned. Regulation. This is today, the announcement is a testament of how we see regulation. We're pro, and we think it's the next phase in this industry. Regulation works hand in hand with platforms, and I think users are getting to appreciate that regulation does not also hamper innovation. You can innovate and be regulated at the same time, and it's something that we're pushing. Stable coins, on the other hand, is also another key part of the industry. It allows increased liquidity. It allows users to be able, in some cases, to hedge their positions out of certain digital assets. So they're an important part of the infrastructure. So in terms of risks, in any industry, there's always inherent risks, but I think we've gone a long way with things like regulation, transparency, and proof of reserves, and adding to our compliance and level standards to make this industry as attractive as the others.
So you didn't give me the answer on stablecoin, but I accept yours. So anyway, so what are your thoughts on the recent downturn in the market after the ETF approval?
So again, look, it's for us, we're looking at
Sorry for
the
interruption. Are we playing with big guys now? So the game is beyond our control. This is what it looks like.
Yeah, I'll explain to you from my vantage point how we perceive it. We welcome the additional discourse, the dialogue that's happening around the industry by the introduction of the Bitcoin ETFs. And this is only a positive because it sheds more spotlight on the industry. And we, as a technology player in this industry, we see that as a win if it improves the overall industry perception. So without going to specific one or two ETFs, I think in general, the introduction of these ETFs will only bring in more discourse and dialogue about this industry, which is something that we definitely welcome.
So about the pricing now, so about the dump in the market or the sell pressure. So
Personally, I'm
we
not.
lost about $6,000 in Bitcoin in 2 days.
Yeah. And again, as a platform, I think our main mission is to provide the platform for trading. Now, I don't personally comment on price movements up or down. I don't think it's the right place to give out those investment or advices, but I think there is always going to be movement. This is a news event that happened, which we welcome because of the increased spotlight and dialogue around this industry.
Fair enough. So what are your plans as a GM for OKX for expanding OKX presence in the Middle East and North Africa region?
Yeah, thank you for that. I think now first phase is we got the license. Now we build on fulfilling the conditions and making sure the foundations are there to grow, firstly in the UAE, and get that level of comfort that our business is robust enough that we can actually look at beyond the UAE through other markets. But I think there's a lot of work to be done in the immediate future for us on the conditions, including banking, the piece that you mentioned as well, making sure these are already in place. But after that, we're also excited to actually activate more of our global partnerships. We have partnerships with Man City, we have partnerships with McLaren, who have a lot of relationship with the region, so to speak. And I think that's also something that's allowed us to be more vocal about these partnerships going forward.
So I already covered that, but in my mind was, what are your priorities as a start? What would be you start from what exactly?
My priorities personally is currently focusing on
as a leader for this operation.
Absolutely. As a leader, I'm focusing on making sure that we have the best possible regulated entity in the UAE. And that means building the capabilities, growing with the business needs as we see it. Once we launch, we're betting on this market. We're very bullish on this market, given the appetite for crypto and the crypto adoption here. So growing with that level of growth, I think that means continuous focus from ourselves before we start looking elsewhere. I think just building the foundations for our UAE business this year is going to be a key pillar of our focus.
Perfect. So a few months is actually from the halving. What is your most optimistic prediction for the future of cryptocurrency? And this would be my last question.
Yeah, I think similar to the previous question. I appreciate those questions, but from our perspective,
you don't want to give any.
No. I'll give you my view, which is honestly is like we as a platform are bullish in this industry, are part of this industry. Otherwise, we wouldn't be betting in licenses in the UAE or growing our businesses around the world because we truly believe in this industry. Now, pricing prediction, up or down movements, I don't think for us that's the core focus. The core focus is how much this technology can evolve and we can increase adoption through this technology. And that will remain our focus going forward.
Perfect. Rifad Mahasneh, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Willie.
Looking forward to see you soon after going really live full operation.
Likewise. Thank you very much, Waleed.